We do. And I think both sides can be true, but I'm asking you, which side do you lean on more? Is this more of a Pistons internal problem or the Magic just showing up right now? Like, this is kind of the real Magic.
I think it's the Pistons, man. The Magic have not played good basketball. They just played better basketball than the Pistons. Like, I don't want to take away the fact that they're up 3-1, but, like, the offense is still nothing, basically the same offense we saw all regular season long. They are playing harder and more physical, so I want to give them credit there. But a 60-win team has an offensive rating in the postseason right now of a 100 even. 100. That would be like the worst. That would be one of the worst offenses in 2004, and we're in 2026. So, like, it's got to be more Pistons than Orlando Magic, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with KB. I do think some of it is the Magic because they aren't the typical AC, right? Franz rejoining his team, and the way that they ended the year was just not who they're playing like now. But, yeah, I think we talked about it all season, right? Like, wanting to see another ball handler with Cade Cunningham, wanting to see him clean up on some of those turnovers. Jalen Duren is acting uncharacteristic based off what we saw all season long. And, yeah, the Magic are a good matchup. And we talk about that a lot in the basketball world and on this show about how the playoffs can be matchup-oriented. And, you know, I think the last thing I'll say, Charles Barkley made a great point that I don't think not a lot of people have talked about. It is hard to gauge some teams because the bottom of the league is so bad that some of the teams that are good, it's not that they're not good, but it's like you're pumped up a little bit. And so it makes teams look a little better than what they are.
I think it was like that for the Hawks when they were on that super big win streak, and they had some really big wins in there, but they were also just taking care of business against a lot of the bottom feeder teams. And I think we just kept asking, like, we kept wanting to see them beat one of these top seeds to kind of confirm they're like, okay, maybe they can be a really good playoff team. It does come down to that, and especially late in the season. I mean, half the games were feeling like they were layups.
You can have them, yeah.
Yeah, they were layups because teams were running. Yeah, they're running bench players. They're running guys that are not in rotation, picking up guys on 10 days and running them as starters. Like, it's going to be like that.
Yeah, what you're saying, P, is that we had some level of win inflation in this year's season.
Yeah.
Where
Did you make that word up?
well, win inflation? Those are just two words that exist in the dictionary, brother.
He just
like
put them
one
together.
word.
He probably just put them together for the first time, so it just sounded new to you.
I'm probably not the first person to ever say it, but that's what it sounds like to me. And I decided to just look it up really, really quick. The Detroit Pistons were 25-5 versus the bottom 10 teams in the league this season. That is the second highest win percentage amongst every team in the league. So,
how about the Magic? Because I would love to know if they were unable to take full advantage of that with a lot of the injuries.
they were 21-6.
Oh, they said, no, we're going to handle this.
Yeah. So it is. I think it is interesting to see because we did have the most amount of 60 lost teams ever at one time. I think it was 6 of them. So like if 6 teams are losing, I don't know, 3/4 of their games,
It's a lot of wins out
so
there.
it's a lot of wins to be had.
Yeah, that's all Chuck was saying. Not that the teams ain't good, but like
They're just not great.
Yeah, teams that look great are really good because they got an extra double-digit amount of wins based off beating up on smaller teams.
Yeah, I think to lean to the other side, because I think it is right with the Pistons. The Magic have been playing better, just kind of like in terms of what they did during the regular season. It's kind of sad that Franz cannot just stay healthy, man. He was having a really, he was a really big difference maker. And for him to still be like a question mark on his health, it's not good for this team. For them to have to be able to pull out a win where Paolo just doesn't really shoot well at all. I think he went 4 for 18 or something like
And
that.
Jalen Suggs was 1 of 13. So
Yeah.
like 2 of their starters just couldn't put the ball in the basket.
And for them to still be able to pull out that game, I think that every point that Franz did contribute, they kind of needed. Every possession feels like it matters in this game. Every possession, every point. So for them to kind of like, again, be missing him potentially is still tough.
I also feel like Detroit's role players aren't really like. I feel like when you watch the Magic, they're getting random contributions from like everywhere.
Jamal
across the board.
Cain.
Jamal Cain,
my
Goga
gosh.
Batadze came in and gave them some good minutes. Wendell just had a 17 rebound game. So like, I feel like everyone on Detroit aren't always aligned with like Cade Cunningham, where I feel like everyone on Orlando is kind of like in line, and everybody's playing hard, and they all finding ways to contribute. Even though Suggs didn't shoot the ball well, Jalen Suggs is still contributing to winning. So, like, I feel like the Pistons just haven't really hit that carousel.
But the Magic aren't aligned either.
It feels
This
like
is a team that we saw, like, we all came up here and kind of ethered them because of how unaligned they were.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I think
before,
this just speaks to they are playing much better basketball than what we were getting in that stretch, in some of the stretches they've had. But I just think that the Pistons are also just not on a crumb right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to credit the Magic. This is not to take away anything from the Magic, but God, I don't want to also overanalyze the Magic as if they're playing like this unbelievable brand of basketball.
I think that's the worst thing that could happen. Because there's a world where people look at it that way and Jamal Mosley keeps his job. And then we go into next season and the same stuff happens. And it's like,
it will be hard to fire somebody that just beat
Y'all
the
know what he
I
told his
understand.
team in the locker room once they got after the win, didn't y'all?
No, I didn't.
I think they showed the clip on TV.
They did. I had it muted. Yeah.
He said, I was going to put up the video. Everybody looking around. He said, the Kobe video, y'all know what he said.
oh my
He was
goodness.
like, job not finished. He said, job not done.
Okay.
I'm like, come on, man. Come on. That's the most
I mean, if it works, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day. But it is.
cliche.
He's just a good locker room guy all of a sudden. Show the college clips and everybody fired up and we quote Kobe.
Yeah.
Everybody fired up.
Who hit the three? Was that Bane? Hit the three off the backboard?
Yes.
yeah, that was that's man at the top of
And
the
they
key.
called timeout, and he was telling everybody, Mosley was like, it's not over. Like, calm down, calm down. He saw that Lakers Rockets. Just because we got a 6-point lead, can't celebrate.
And
Wait.
Jalen Suggs did foul right after that because they turned the ball over on the inbounds.
Yep.
But he fouled Asar Thompson, so it's perfect. It was
Yeah.
like he's
And
actually
he
a
went
pretty
up
Yeah,
there
that
and
Sar
missed
Thompson with them is both of them.
It's for this series too. It's been really bad for Jalen Duren, and I think that goes to the point that they're down 3-1. That their second best player hasn't really showed up at all. Isaiah Stewart was able to provide some good minutes, but I just don't see.
Yeah, 8 blocks.
He had 8 blocks in 17 minutes. He was everywhere.
And I don't know if this is like, do you have to force him with some more minutes to see if you can get some more value out of that? If Jalen Duren's not being able to do his stuff, or maybe try to run two bigs, but I don't.
Yeah, I
Duncan
don't think that's gonna
Robinson
happen.
didn't really do anything.
He tried, bro. It's just he's the only guy that's willing to take the shots, or you take the shots and you don't cringe at the result. I know he didn't hit any of. I think Tobias Harris also didn't hit any threes at least last night. It's just a
They
weird
shot worse
team.
from three.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this might be a series where you can't play Stewart and Duren at the same time. Like, I just think that was something that they did a lot in the regular season. It worked. They were great defensively when them two were playing together. But in the playoffs, it's just a different thing. And, like, sometimes you just can't play certain lineups that you would play in a regular season.
Because even when they're in the half court, Orlando just has a little bit more of the benefit. Even if they're not shooting the ball well, they've been like punishing them with just size. Like if Paolo or for Franz, for one of them to get to the rim, even Wendell Carter, it's just like they're picking up way more easy baskets than the opposing team.
It's weird to really watch them play ball, man. Because every question mark we had about the team is showing its head, and yet we still swept it under the rug enough because, well, they still won 60 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could use a secondary creator, but they did just win, you know what I'm saying?
I
They
don't
win
think we
games.
swept it under the rug. I just think that they shut us up by having them the
They
way
kept
that,
winning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they-
at that point, it's like, we ain't gonna hate on them.
Yeah.
But I think we kept, and it was a point where I remember being on here being like, Piston fans, we ain't trying to like discredit y'all, but we still see some flaws. But they did win, so it's kind of hard to say something when somebody is winning, you know, or harp on it too much. But yeah, man.
I think Mike was the first one to say, like, they're just straight up not a contender. And we were like, really? Like, you can't even see a world? Mike was like, nah. I think you even had, like, the Cavs over them, or, like, a couple
I had
teams
them as like
out
the
east.
10th team.
Yeah, right. Something along those lines. Like, damn, that feels kind of
He also picked the Magic to win in 6.
No, I didn't. I think I took Pistons
What?
in 6.
Oh, you gave them 2 wins. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, I'm like,
sorry.
boy, we should have put some money on that if you knew it was about to happen.
No, I,
My goodness.
I didn't. I don't know, because I feel like it's happened on the same other side, and I don't want to just jump over like with the Rockets Lakers, but
We'll get there.
We kind of expected these things, but to P's point, we didn't expect them to be this bad.
Is it over? 3-1 series.
History says it's over, so it's over.
What do you say, though?
I'd say it's over. They might win this next game in Detroit, but I think Orlando can close this out.
What do you think, P?
Over. I think they got to take it one game at a time, though.
it is over.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's over too. Sorry, Detroit. I mean, back to the drawing board, I guess. We'll see what the offseason looks like, but
Hit subscribe for more news, highlights, and analysis from the NBA on NBC.